Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 36 of coloring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now again, first I'm gonna rearrange the camera setting. Alright, I think that'll do because we were gonna focus on Dopey and his amputated butt. Can't get them both in the screen, but oh well. I'll just move it around. Let's just make people dizzy. And let's see if I can get my tape line. All right, all taped up. Time to pick some colors. I'm thinking about, no, I'm gonna do the skin tones first. I have redone them. I mean, clearly not these yet, but I made new ones. I mean, mine are still colored and the codes are right. It's just the names are off, but I have done new ones. Where I also changed that to English, not that that is really a thing. I also filtered out the typos, so I now have a version with light gray. Mine set light gray, which is a very fun gray, I guess. And I have put those up on the Facebook page for free. I know there's people also like, buy now. Yep, or just go to our Facebook group. You can pick them up there. All right, light flesh, which on that one is called beige red, because it's on here and yeah, I don't know. I had to pick a name. Sanguine. Oh, tiny pencils. Now these are on there too, but not the 30 version that I have here, but a longer one. And well, it's basically in the same order as they are in the, well, trays, we're gonna call them. So if you like the order that they came in, then you can use those swatch lists. I got the walnut brown. Now we'll also be adding empty ones because I have the Pablos, the Polys, and I have a Castle Art set, and other than that, I have none. Burnt sienna. So I'll be adding empty lists as well based on, well, 120 sets. I would probably get smaller ones too because some people like to put a ring in them and then kind of, well, put them next to each other, so to speak. Like a little fan of colors. So I'll make a version of that too, but those will be empty ones, so you'll have to figure that out on your own. Oh, is that purple or is that the burned carmine? Purple. I said purple. This is why I need new swatch lists. 138. Is that this one? Because this one and the 136 are really close. I actually ordered pencils, and I think they sent me, I had the 138 and the 136, and I think I got 2 of the 136 or something. Doesn't really matter. They got it right in the end. 185. I just contacted them and be like, I get it. They're saying this is not. Ooh, I put them back in the wrong order. I think, yes, 185. So I am a bit late starting this, so that'll be interesting again, but that'll mostly be a me thing. I feel like I might be needing, is that the India red? Or, yeah. But I remember in the last one I said that I was going to do those swatch thingies, so, well, they are up now. Am I going to keep going? Because that color, the camera is so in my face right now. Alright, I'll just sharpen these. If I need anything else, I'll get that. Right now, one of my lights is creating a bit of a, whoa. Oh, I can make it worse. All right. That one seems to be the culprit. I don't need that. All right. Let's just start by putting in the 132. Just, yeah, mostly on the face and the ear. And then I'll go over that with something that is really clarifying it. I do need a little bit more light. Went out shopping today. Like one of those shops where everything is cheap. I just like to go in there and just look at basically everything they have and see what kind of creative ideas I get. Because I do have, well, something ready to be fiddling with. Something entirely new, which I think I'm going to have a whole lot of fun with. But I don't know, I just want to go all out, but in a budget kind of way. Because I mean, yeah, like I said with the swatches, this whole creative hobby thing is expensive enough as is. So even though I know that there's like a lot of pricey things you can get that'll get the job done, I like to just start with looking for, well, alternatives. All right, so that's that base layer. I'm gonna go into the, I should do a swatch thing. I really should. Yeah, for the inside of the ear, I'm gonna go light with this and probably go in a bit more enthusiastic with the sanguine. My point is a bit weird, so I'm going to have to hold it in a certain way for the point to actually be on the paper. But yeah, this hobby is, well, it's expensive enough as is. And I feel like, you know, I don't want to assume that everyone can just afford this hobby. I mean, it wouldn't be weird if, well, sometimes you can't. And these pencils are just ridiculous. They're a whole lot of fun. But, you know, it's not just something everyone just goes out and buys. Although with the pencils, it just, well, it is what it is. This is what I have. I do definitely have cheaper ones. But I gradually moved into what I have now. It's not like I got that. Well, sort of for starters. I just went to a shop and just bought a bit of everything. Like, I actually got felt tip pens. I mean, I didn't know felt tip pens are not for me. Just from the kids department, I had like very cheap alcohol markers that I picked up, very cheap pencils. Again, it was like €8, and then you have like 72, so that is cheap, cheap, cheap. But then I kind of learned that I like pencils. So then I figured, now that I know that, I can start investing. But just to try, yeah, I wouldn't go for expensive things, especially if you don't really know what you want yet. You know, like if you want to do creative things, but what do you want? Then just go cheap and see what you like, and keep in mind that, you know, the very cheap things, they might give a bit of a bad first impression. Like I had with the other pencils. But they did tell me enough. Let me just adjust the light. Is it this one? I'm doing the light dance again. Now I have like noticed that with the cheaper materials, they are good enough to kind of figure out what you like, yes or no. But I do feel like you should keep in mind when you do it like that, you know, it is cheaper pencils or whatever you bought, really. And that might give a bit of a bad first impression. So you gotta go in there open-minded. I guess be open-minded when you try to figure out what is your jam. And then when you figure that out, you start expanding. And it's just very, very important, I feel, to emphasize that there's some very good alternatives that aren't as expensive. And if it's just for a coloring book, just ignore all those expensive things, because you can definitely get nice results with cheaper ones. I'm just a bit silly and decided to go all out. I feel like I do need something different for the nose. Why is it the nose? Why isn't it just his nose? Can we? Oh yeah, okay. Pompeii red. This is the Phoenician. Why? Yeah, okay. Well, the point is good. Somehow I'm not looking forward to swatching the new list. I mean, I'm glad that I have a new list because it's going to be a bit more practical. I just don't really like swatching. It's just when I didn't do that, I always had a piece of paper next to it, scribble, 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 scribble. Basically, you're swatching the whole time. Now again, I am going to be adding empty ones, just so basically just lists. I'm not sure why I'd be adding them, because there's just part of me saying, can't you do that? I mean, can't everyone just make that? But in other groups, I have seen people like asking for just the empty list, which is easy because all I have to do is remove the names. And basically, I already have the lists, so all I have to do is sort of adjust them. All right, did I get the cinnamon? Oh, put that back in the wrong place. Well, I just tested the point. I did that on purpose. Just, lighting is against me. Whoa, that is a lot of light. But I do kind of like where it is. I light where it is. That was bad. And it also occurred to me that, I don't know, I seem to just remember colors that I use. You may have noticed that on the roses, where I kind of had a go-to set of pencils and I just remembered what that was. But I might also just add a little list where we can kind of make note. I mean, on a page like this, it's just, there's the reference. So someone already picked the colors, which is why I'm not writing anything down. Not that I ever write anything down, but I just keep figuring out what colors to use. For me, that works. But I also know that for other people, they like order. So I'll just add a list for that too. So that, you know, if you see me color something, I know I have on another page colored some letters that were supposed to be like a gold look. And can I just move this up? Yeah. Does make the light better. But I colored letters that were supposed to, well, they should seem gold. It was a very simple, quick one. It wasn't supposed to be realistic gold, but just a suggestion that it was gold. But, you know, maybe you were watching that or someone else and thought, ooh, that is a nice combination. I'd like to remember that. So I'll make a list for that too. So I can just keep up with what I'm doing, because I'm not. I just kind of do. It's my thing. I just do. And for me, that works. Which is why, you know, I kind of tell everyone, just do. Do your thing. Try new things. whatever, just do. But I'm aware that doesn't work for everyone. That is not, well, I think for most people, they like to take notes, so I'll just work on that too. Now these swatch lists, again, while I'm recording this, the Pablo and Polly versions are online. You can just pick them up there. Join the group first, of course. Now there is no dark reason why that group is closed off. It's mostly to keep like those spam bots out. You know, those ones that sent those links like, oh my god, I won so much money, blah blah blah, click the link too. By the way, never click those links. Don't click anything. Don't trust anyone. It's like a golden rule on the internet. Don't trust anyone. Unless you are really sure. So don't trust me. I'm telling you to check out the Facebook group. That's good. That's good. Do that. Just copy and paste. Don't just click things. Which, by the way, is also on my Facebook group. There is a, well, one of the ways to get the swatch lists is I put them in a Word document, figuring, you know, that is probably, a lot of people understand Word, but I know that Microsoft and, what is it, Apple, they don't like each other. So I don't know, that might not work, so I also put them up as just simple images. So again, if you don't like clicking things, then don't click it. I mean, preferably scan it before you click it. It's like sometimes something bad kind of attaches like a virus. It's like a parasite or something. That's usually how people kind of get into trouble, because someone sent them something without knowing that there was maybe some sort of leechy thing. I don't know. But either way, for suspicious people, there are just pictures. Those are safe, I think. I don't know. I'm not an internet expert. All I knew is that, you know, not everyone has Word. And I happen to have it, so I kind of just shoved it in there, thinking it is one of those programs that a lot of people have. But if you don't, then just, the pictures are there too. I'm gonna get the Terra. Now I know that I did put in the rules like no hashtags, which now comes in handy because you can just look for the hashtag swatches, although the group is, while recording, it's kind of small, so it's probably going to be very easy to find. But if you come in a little later, you can just use some hashtags. I think I put them on their hashtag swatch list. I'm not sure. But the brand name is attached, so if you just search for that in the group, you will find it. And again, that's why one of the rules I kind of made up is no hashtags, because that way I can kind of, well, keep it simple. Otherwise, people would be, well, if, say you colored along on this and you'd be using the hashtag Polly and the hashtag Pablo, and then everyone is hashtagging, so that when you're actually looking for something specific in the group, you can't find it because everyone is using hashtags. So I am the hashtag dictator in my group. Oh. Also kind of working on a color wheel, just like very basic. Kind of shows like the primary colors and the secondary colors, and just see if I can add that to the group as well. And again, I'm in multiple groups myself, so I can kind of see where the struggles are. So of course I can refer everyone. Wow, what are we doing? Shopping is no good. Makes me come back all weird. But yeah, I could refer everyone to different groups, but I just like to bundle everything. Again, right now, while recording this, that group has sort of just started up. So there's not a whole lot there yet. But as I continue, there will be more freebies there. And I will not just be adding random freebies. It's just everything you see on the channel, I'll be adding there. So that when there's a color along and there's a freebie, you don't have to search the internet. You can just pick it up there. And a freebie means free. So those are the free coloring pages. The ones that don't get me into trouble. So that means copyright wise, I can just share them with you. Of course, this page is definitely not one of those, but I will be doing those too. Gotta sort my printer first though, because I think it's out of ink, which is a printer thing to say. I'm out of ink, even though when it isn't, but oh well. I was actually trying to look for a new printer, but they were all sold out. I gotta get his mouth done, because it's distracting me. I get that dark sepia because it's my go-to pencil on this. And is that a... I'm gonna probably grab a either this or that. Or do I have a sort of pink that... Yeah, it's not really pink or red, is it? I'm thinking going for scarlet. So it's the 118. And I was going to combine that with 130. So I'm going to go with this. And I think I should go in there with like probably Indian red, India red. See, that's what happens when you do typos. Although actually on the Pablos it is Indian red. It's confusing. Coloring is just so confusing. It can be. I have no idea how far I'll get. Because it's like especially the dwarfs, I want to get them right. I'm going to add... No, I wasn't going to add that. I'm going to add this. That's what I said. Wouldn't be the first time that I say, I'm going to go left and then I make a right turn. Like, what? But you just said... So I'm kind of hoping that I can do this, although his head alone is taking quite a while. So I might not even be able to finish Dopey all in once. But if I can't complete him in one go, I am going to find a way to combine him with the wheelbarrow. And because I don't think that I want to do many more parts. Not saying I'm not having any fun, it's just I don't see how I can chop this up into 3 or 4 bits. So I want to try and keep it all a bit, and try and keep it together. I mean, it would be, I don't know, I wouldn't feel good making just a part where we color something silly. I do want his eyes done though. Now his skin is definitely up first, but I do want to get those eyes in as well. Keep in mind, we're going to do a lot highlights. Can I get this light a bit in my face? Would that work? Yeah, shadow-wise that's better. But I am still going to go in with highlights. Mostly I want to focus on getting his tan somewhat the same as the other dwarfs. Not because every dwarf has the same skin color, but yeah, it feels like it makes sense in a cartoon kind of way. Are they siblings? I never looked into that. These just random dwarfs that met in a mine? Or... Huh. You know, we'll Google it, but I'm not going to tell what I find out. So someone else is going to put that in the comments. Like, they are related. They are not related. They are, I don't know, from outer space. Oh, now my big head is making shadows. That's just great. I did say we were going to get his butt back, so we are going to do that for this part. He is getting his butt back. Let's, it's a bit weird. I never thought I would be coloring like that. Things I said, it's like, I wasn't like up front before starting coloring chat, thinking, what am I all going to talk about? Dwarf butts, it seems. But now the lights, I'm not helping anyone. This is, by the way, that cinnamon, so I'm just going over those purple bits, which might just be a little too purple. But I don't know. I do like it. I do not hate it. The nose, however, why do I keep calling it the nose? Why isn't it just his nose? I guess there's a friendly red glow. They all kind of have that. He has the most fun nose, though. The others, it's a bit more orange, and his nose is just more to the red. I was kind of looking, should I be doing any whiting out the lines, but I started voting against that. All right, I do feel, all right, let's just see if I can show you what I did without the annoying lights. Whoa. I put a weight on that and still is moving around. All right, let's just got the lights out of the way. I feel like he does look somewhat similar to them. I do feel like I want to go over that with the Terra. It's funny how my tape line is like here. I'm so worried of going off screen. Clearly that is not happening. Now this is going in, yeah, definitely light. It's just me thinking his skin looks a bit too pinky. All right, now the arms are definitely like all kinds of different colors. It's like he was in the sun tanning with a helmet on. Sounds plausible. Now his eyes, I'm gonna get his eyes done. Is that, I feel like I could make that work. But these I can sharpen to a better point. Oh, sirens again. I think I want to get that Prussian blue. So the 159 is that? The weather has gone interesting again. There's like a blue-gray kind of color in his eyes. Can we see that? We cannot. Not that you could really see because it's tiny anyways. Got that Prussian blue just for the details, I think. And now I need a bit more fun. I think I'm going to just go for 370, that seems like the most fun blue I have. Yeah, right, 370. Fun blue, where are you? No, its name, it's Gentian blue. Whoa, these are tiny. Did you see that shake? Oh, it's shaky. Ooh, yeah, that does look kind of good. And now just the challenge, so I'm really gonna need a point. I'll actually put it on a different setting. So again, this one was a 3, I think. Although, as you can see, that one kind of got shortened as well. Let me grab one that is clearly a 3. I think that's the brownish beige, but see, that is the difference. But it's still a sharp point. Where others, they kind of just make it longer, shorter, I don't know, more blunt. All right, so this is really a point. I just really want to be careful. I think I want to smoosh it all together with a very light blue. So that's my bluish pale. Now with that dark blue, I mostly went over the line. Like, yeah, sort of on top and next to that black line. Speaking of black, I should get that back in his eyes. Which, I'm going to use the Pablo Black. Just headbutt up my lamp. Because I'm always headbutting something. And let's just get his pupils back in. That was a lot of work. It does show. You can actually see, I just noticed that it's a bit of a mess at the bottom. Let's just see if I can get that fixed. The right one looked alright though. It looked alright. Yeah, see, this helps for me too. Because I couldn't quite see what I was doing either. So bringing it up to the camera with the zoom saves me a whole lot of trouble. Sometimes I wonder, do I need glasses? But what is going on out there? Is the world ending? Or... Alright, I'm just going to leave his hat for now. I was going to do the arms, right? Oh. And I could maybe do some highlighting things, or I feel like I should get some more dark in there, like those dark spots on his face. Strangely enough, I think it is Nougat. I'm not too sure, but... Whoops. Did I mention these are crappy? Did I break it? Oh well. I feel like this might just be what I need. I also, yeah, I need a point. Believe it or not, I could still sort of sharpen it. It's like right at the edge of the extender, but so silly because I have a new one. I have a new nougat. I have a nougat. Oh my god. That doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot just yet. Ah, there we go. I can feel that. Right, because driving a car is hard. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but sounded a bit like, I'd like to call that a compensating driving style. It's kind of like, well, clearly you have something to make up for. Why else would you drive the way you do? I mean, people think it's cool. Right. Driving like you have no control over your vehicle. That's very cool. In a neighborhood where kids are. Very cool. I'm just one of those, I sound like my mom. I'm one of those people that thinks common sense. Now that's cool. Just, you should count on a daily basis how many people use common sense. It's just not a lot. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of helping me. Now I'm not going all in with this. I'm sort of hoping to darken the areas a bit. And I'm gonna grab my cinnamon to just top it off, and then I'm done with him. I am done with the head. Now I might also want to get back in with the light flesh, especially after doing that. Now, of course, he's going to look a lot weirder than his fellow dwarfs. Because the lighting is just, well, way different. Again, skin colors are not exactly my specialty. But he could have turned out a lot worse. In close up, it's not too bad either. I feel. What is next? I was just looking. Do I miss something? No, that is kind of okay. So into the arms. Now that is, I know I grabbed the walnut especially for that. There's some very dark parts there. It's a very dark dwarf. Dwarf. Yes. There's just some very dark bits. I don't know why though. It doesn't necessarily make sense. I guess I could use this silent moment of arm coloring to remind people to click things. that very clickable like button. Very clickable subscribe button. And well, I mean, I guess the other way to keep up is to join the Facebook group. I mean, again, you have to request. It's not like an open group, but that's mostly just to keep it organized and orderly. Like no random spam bots getting in, I hope. And there's no real way to make sure, but this helps. Alright, so there's a bit of a, there's a redness on there. I feel like it's a redness. So, or is it a burnt sienna-ness? It is burnt sienna-ness. I'm so happy though that we're kind of almost done. Not that I wasn't having fun, but it's like the page is like almost done now, which means I get even more impatient. I am actually a very impatient person, which is why I kind of love these books, because they do force me to, well, go a bit slower, step back a bit, as it were. Now, that one is mostly the sanguine. I feel like it's very much cinnamon over here, but also the Venetian. I don't know if I have a, nope. I'm just gonna look for a better one, but nope. Followed by another nope. No, I do remember using either this one or the Pompeian on the other Dwarfs, so. And they don't have to be an exact color match to each other. They do somewhat need to be. Thinking they were probably painted at the same time. What is going on out there? Why is always the world kind of ending? Why? Just leave me be. I want to color. Speaking of weird sounds, I actually came across a little video of the sound a black hole makes. I don't know what I was expecting it to sound like, but yeah, no, that was definitely what I heard it and I was like, yeah, like that's it. That makes total sense. And it's totally not color related, but it is weird noise related. Now, it also depends on when you watch whether or not that is news, because news is very fast. I think that video came online just like 2 or 3 days ago. For me, which also gives you an indication of when I'm doing this, one day ahead of time. Because again, I was working on those swatch lists yesterday. And I'm also kind of working on an idea for, well, trying something new. Which I also had to go shopping for. So I could make it easy on myself sometime, but I just don't. I guess I just like being stressed all day, every day, or whatever. Alright, so this part shouldn't get too orangey. She says, well, going full in with the, all in with the sanguine 188. I love how sometimes I agree, like, this is what it's named. And then, you know, we're a few parts in and then I disagree. It's a good thing that I can at least agree with myself. This is not a complicated channel, it's just a interesting character. Ha! Oh, that does look... It's almost like he has major burns or something. And I'm not liking this color too much, but... Well, it's on there now. World, stop ending out there, please. I'm coloring. Now, the mic is probably not picking it up, which makes me sound like I'm hearing things. I am hearing things that are actually there, by the way. Do not contact any authorities just yet. Alright, so there's something there too. I'm going to go in with that nougat, because I trust my gut, which is sometimes what you have to do. Just trust your gut. It's kind of, he seems to have dirty hands. He's a little dirty dwarf. The dirtiest of them all. Although he seems to be the only one not working. Yet he has dirty hands. He's just riding that minecart. Minding his own business. I still need to rewatch it. I'm almost done. I haven't really looked it up yet. Again, I have watched, well, the more adult Snow White version that came out later, more recent. The Huntsman version. Those were different dwarves. I think they're cutting down the last bit of scenery we had in the neighborhood. It's the day and age when people see plants and be like, ew, there's beasties in there. Cut it down. We are against nature. Meanwhile, I try my best to like create places in my garden. Because I'm like, no, the birds, the bees, the flowers and the trees. Not that that'll make a whole lot of difference, but... I don't know. Sometimes it works contagious. Like you have all these nice flowers and then the neighbors are like, I want that too. Why do we hate nature? Why? Why? I mean, not all gardening has to be tedious. I get it. I have a garden, I do my gardening, and some plants are just a lot of work. Most of them, though, they don't require a whole lot. You just, if you're not so much of a garden person, get plants that are easy. Just get plants. I'm just turning into some kind of environmentalist that sort of, I don't know. And I do like flowers. That much was obvious. Because I was having fun coloring those as well. I guess the problem with most gardens is that, you know, if you leave them be for just 1 year, then the next year it's going to be so much work. I know, because I have a garden, again, and I think there was like a year where I didn't get around to it. So you did like the bare minimum. And other than that, just a whole year of nothing. And then when you get back to it, well, that's interesting. That does make a whole lot of work. And yeah, it was less fun, but when I had it done, it was just, it looked all fresh, and I like that. It's also why I actually decided to get some grass in the garden, because just that, if you just mowed the lawn, that just smells so nice. I'm talking about everything and nothing today. Should stop. Wow, wait, did that actually work? Alright, I feel like that is, yes, looking a bit weird. But so is that. So I feel like I want to get that cinnamon in, especially over here. And then I'm kind of done with the hands. I was talking about getting his butt back, so we will be doing that. Shouldn't be too much work, I hope. This is black and the sepia. As I feel like I want to go pretty all in on that belt thing, because that is just sort of very black. I might want to add some indigo. I think this is the dark. Yeah, this one does not have a darker indigo. Although I do have to say that these pencils are a bit, yeah, I don't know, maybe more creamy, blendy. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. Is that this one? The indigo, yes. Let's just see how that goes. Let's see how that indigoes. Wow, bad. Lighting trouble again. Wow, that is bad on the camera, but good for me. Alright, so his belt just kind of continues, so we're just gonna let it. I cannot really be bothered with the line because it seems to be like a shading thing anyways. Like in here you kind of see some form of shading, but mostly it's just annoying. The missing lines again. So kind of here. I already put the blue in, so there's really no going back. So all the way in the back, I'm going to use that black. Like a bit of a shadow-ish thing. I mean, now it just really looks weird. It's a good thing that the black can just go over the lines. I'm going to go in with that dark sepia. And now it looks extra weird because it's like it just stops. Alright. Alright, so for the green, because I might not get to the hat, but the beanie. Alright, these greens, be gone, lamb. These seem to be the Yuki greens. well, there's not a whole lot I can add to that. Yep, no, yeah, no, yeah, not yeah. All right, let me just start with the obvious. Or what I think is obvious. I feel like it's the 173, which is not directly visible, but yes, one of my favorites is the 167. With these two, I feel like it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to pick based on size. Which means this one, which will be the 168. Choices in life have to be based on something. Or nothing. Who cares? Is that the lightest? Because yeah, I feel like I could go with the. I'll get the light olive. And then there's something darker in there, which is that not that yucky one. I feel like I should get the umber because I mentioned that before. It has a bit of a, well, it feels like there's a greenish thing in there. So let's just sharpen that, see how far we get. Alright, so light bits. Now the very light bits I'll just do later. I just want to sort of get an indication of what is where and where is what. What? Where? That is cute, but that is not in the reference. Big surprise. Alright, so this kind of goes around. I feel like I could get this done. I feel like I could also headbutt the camera again. Like it's really in my face right now. Probably if I put it lighter, it wouldn't. Lighter? Lower. It wouldn't have helped me either, but. Alright, now I can't tell if that's a toy or a power tool. If it's a toy, then it has a good battery. If it's a power tool, it needs a new battery. Love how things are so relative. Alright, now into, yeah, I mean over here. I am probably going to end up using Sepia again, because, yes, it's just my go-to color. I think we all have one of those go-to colors. It's like it just works as a first layer, and then I'm going to go over that with whichever. We do, of course, have that line, but that could just be a fold in his clothes, couldn't it? With the added sounds, the outside sound was not a kid's toy. Because there's like these van doors kind of sound, so it's probably sort of construction-y. Right, they were doing plans. So first they're doing plans and then they're using power tools. What is going on out there? They're trying to put plants back together or something? Like, oh my god, we did not want to get rid of this. Who knows? I love how I just stopped with the whiting out. I just noticed that's still there. So I kind of stopped when I reached this point, I think. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with that Pablo Umber. I feel like this will look kind of good. It's also very windy outside. Or is it rain? Or, I don't know. Something's going on out there. Always something happening out there. It's never boring. So, because I live in one of those towns where everyone's just complaining, you know, like, nothing ever happens here. It's boring. Mm-hmm. Sure. I like that, though. It's kind of like a nice place to live. And if you want something to happen, you just go on an adventure. And then when you come home, it's kind of like quiet because nothing ever happens. It's just a different way of looking at it. I mean, if you're going to go out and get very, very drunk or whatever, wouldn't it be nice to just get a taxi anyways? So does it really matter how far? Well, I mean, price-wise it wouldn't matter, but maybe if you don't have the money to go out, you shouldn't go out. I mean, over here, you get to more interesting towns, cities in like 30, 45 minutes. So I feel like there's no real need to be complaining. For those who want to go out, I don't. I just want my coloring books. Get me my books. I'll be fine. This is like instantly making it, well, look a bit like something something. There's a little something something here. And a little something something there. I am having fun now. It's fiddly. Like I'm zoning out the whole time. Well, the whole time feels like it. It's like my mind is just a lot calmer now. It's just fun because, you know, again, some people, they just freak out with this. It's like, oh my god, detail. And I have that too. And like, oh my god, the detail. And then I kind of get into that Zen mode. The Zen just happens to me. Like, oh, details, fiddly bits, focus, focus, focus. I like that. I really do like that. Things just forcing me to focus. That is so Zen. I mean, my conversations are probably still all over the place. Well, I mean, I have named the swatches. That was good. If you don't know about the swatches, then you would know where to pick them up. and I just made them for nothing. So I guess I really set that for me so that you could find them, so that I didn't make them for nothing. Ha! See? Always think about yourself. Other people can profit or benefit. Yeah, that's better. I feel a need for this, and I also feel a need to get this light sort of. Yeah, it's the battle. Constant. Yeah, I should just put it less bright or whatever. Whatever. Right. So this is that chrome oxide, which I'm gonna have to sharpen. Time-wise, I would say if I keep this up, I can finish this dwarf. I can maybe do the beanie. But again, I gotta still keep in mind that I have to save it. See how this green is just more green, which is okay, but is it? Is it okay? Yeah, just in the shady part, because it is a dark green. So it's gonna give that little oomph. And there's that word again, the oomph. I did also mention the color wheel that I kind of gonna add, because that really helps, you know, you understand the color wheel, sorta. I should probably do a video on that though, like a separate one. Problem is I don't really use it myself. Not as a physical thing. I mean, I guess I use the theories of the color wheel, but there's apps for that too. Right? It's just ridiculous how people ask money for everything. If you're looking for a color wheel, get the free app. And then you can kind of, I had one that kind of had like 3 colors or 2 colors. It kind of asks you, like, how many colors do you want to combine? You'd be like, well, 3 or 4. And then it kind of shows you on the wheel which colors those will be. So if you want to use yellow, then it kind of, if you selected 3 colors and you know you want to use a yellow, then it'll just give you the other colors. Don't be so quick to spend your money on things that are probably for free somewhere. Same with these pencil lists, the swatch lists. You can get a swatch list just from the website, from their website. I checked both Faber-Castell and Caran d'Ache, and they both have free swatch lists. It's just the problem that I have with that. It's not like this. It's like one color is here and the other is over there, so they're too far apart. That's exactly what you're looking for then. Do check out their websites. It's just there. Don't pay for your swatch lists. They are actually very easy to make. The only thing that I found is that, of course, with the names, it's like, oh my god, how do you spell this? And did I spell it correctly? And then you check, and double check, and then you still end up making mistakes. So I think that actually takes up most of the time. I just break my point? Oh, I did, but I can use that. Because I want to do that light thing on the outside. But yeah, I've actually seen people ask money for a free, like an empty swatch list. Like, what? You could just... Back in the day, you would just get a ruler, a little pencil, and you just draw it yourself. It can be that simple. Why would you pay for that? I mean, you have pencils, clearly. You have a ruler too. Come on, everyone has one of those. Just draw some lines. There's a lot of things that I don't get. What is going on out there? Stop it. Stop it, neighbors. Or... It was actually around dinner time, so I don't think it's like a company, or what do you call it? Those people are like, whoop, no, it's time. I'm going home. I'm hungry. Yep, and just as I said that, my stomach is going grrr. Like, oh, did you talk about food? Yes, yes. You will eat. Just had to give Dwarfy his butt back. Dwarfy? Dwarfy. Dwarfy. His Dopey. He is a dwarf, so Dwarfy. Yeah, I like that. He can be Dwarfy. Go do your DIY in your own time, which is what they're doing, but you know. I am human. Humans complain. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just complain. Kind of sort of merging him with the roses, I'm afraid, but I'll just go over everything with a yucky green. It's starting to look pretty good. I feel like I should be able to get the beanie done too. Or the hat, or the beanie. I just realized that with the others are also kind of colored inside the eyes. I haven't done that with him yet, or for him. So I probably want to do that as well. Time-wise, I think I could get started on the beanie as well. I mean, that would be nice. Almost done. Almost. So for those of you who have actually been watching from the start, I mean, one, thank you. Thank you for sticking with me. But two, I mean, this is really the time to let me know in the comments what you think. Or seriously, I will refuse to color the wheelbarrow. Nah. I can't because I said I would color it. So unless some sort of force of nature prevents me from doing that, I am definitely coloring it. And you know, for those who are coloring along, please do join that Facebook group. I'm looking forward to your work as well. And as you can hear, my neighbors are protesting or something because you know people aren't joining. Please tell me when Mike is picking that up. What are they doing out there? But yeah, that group is also there because, you know, I am curious, did I really help? Or how did yours turn out? Or what did you do different? Or what would you do different? I mean, I get it, less weirdness. I'm aware, but I was going to do this as me. Me equals, let's just call it weird. No, unique. Yes, unique. That just sounds better, has a better ring to it. But yeah, feedback. I could do some Oh, his green is still too much fun, but I'm gonna do the gold parts first. Now I grabbed 183, but it's so tiny. I think it would be smarter if I just grab these, because again, I can sharpen these to a better point. 21 Naples. That is this one. And then into I don't need a whole lot of colors, I think. I need the ochre. 135. Is this the 135? Yeah. Well, okay. And I'm gonna do orangish yellow. Just 3 should be enough, because that white is kind of. Ooh, no, there is something. Yeah, brown ochre. All right. All right, I'm just gonna start with that brown ochre. It's like an even darker brown in there. Totally missed that, like the side of the buttons. Gonna go for Van Dyke brown. Was gonna go for the Pablo one, but again, argument with the sharpener, and I give up. Must have been one of those pencils that just, I don't know, maybe I dropped it, or if it's just the one, then I guess I can live with it. I was thinking about getting an extender for it, but it just keeps breaking. And it's really the only one that does that for me, so I think it just, I don't know. Things like that happen. This is that brown ochre, which I was going to initially go for, but then I figured I needed something darker, and then the sharpener had issues. That's a lot of colors, tiny buttons. I do feel like I should probably get into this straight away as well. So that is the ochre. Now, I'm not really doing this the same as the reference. This is the orangish yellow. Which is the, yeah, that's basically a goldy kind of color. But I don't know, when it comes to gold, I'm just a bit stubborn. Also, I feel like the lighting is a bit off in the reference. Again, you know, we want to sort of make it the same. It doesn't have to be an exact copy. Because over here, the shadow is actually like sort of on top or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's buttons. Don't get nitpicky. This is the 21 Naples yellow. And that should be it for the buttons. And the belt buckle. And then we're going to get his eyes a little color. I have the silver gray and I have mouse gray. So the mouse gray, I'm going to go very, very, very light. Very light. Just enough to get a little bit of pigment right there. If you do this too much, I mean, this, as you can see, is a rather dark color. So I'm just kind of tap, tap, tap. Now this is a silver gray that should be, it's a bit of a bluish. I mean, we have like the cream color, or in the polys it's the ivory. I guess this is a bit of a bluish version of it. I remember using this to color some wine glasses. As in, not on the wine glasses, but to make it look like it was actual glass. Now, I do feel like this needs something. What needs it? What needs it? What does it need? Wow. What does it need? It's not that hard. Maybe I should just go over everything with the umber. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I guess my whole claim, like, we will figure it out together. Well, you can see that I still have no idea what I'm doing. And I kind of do, but this is so different because someone else is telling me how to color, basically. Well, I told myself that someone else will be telling me how to color because, of course, it is a choice. I mentioned that in way earlier parts. If you think this is just green, just color him green. You don't have to use 20 different greens like I am. I just show you how I do it, and I always feel like I'm overcomplicating everything. But, I mean, I feel like this page is looking rather okay. There's still things I wish I could do again. There are parts where I guess I wouldn't mind a do-over. Like, I was actually looking at that more, the top part, and I was like, I should go back to that, but I really shouldn't. I mean, it's done. It's okay now. Alright, so this bit, it has a bit of purple in there. Now, I don't know what purple I used. I have no idea. But I'm going to just grab a aubergine, which is a very dark one already. So I'll just go in there and then go over that with something else. I mean, you can guess what I'll be using. It's background, it's dark. Speaking of dark, this is a dark sepia. Because I just love that. I really do. It's my go-to kind of dark. And then I'm once again with the aubergine, and then I think that should be it. His beanie shouldn't be too much trouble though. Yeah, 30 minutes. I think we can do that. I mean, we did all that, I think, at roughly the same time, so. Cancel your plans. We're doing the beanie. That sounds like a dance. We're doing the beanie. Now for theirs, I used, I think, this list. But I'm seeing a whole lot of red. Is it? Is it red though? It's more like a purple. Is it a purple? Alright, let's figure him out. If it's this Indian red, then I do have that. I do not have that. I do have it. Do I have it? I have it. Oh. Is it? Magenta. Let's go for that. Yes. So the 133. Some yellow. I feel 107 will do that trick. 107. Some orange-ish. So it'll be the 115 into. Well, there is some very dark red. Let's just go for that. 225. Why not? And I don't know. Probably the 223. just before I get started, I'm gonna take care of my grumpy stomach, so expect a little transition, because I'll be right back. Right, break time's over. As soon as I walked in, I noticed that this is a bit light, so I'm gonna try the indigo blue. And I'm gonna go for these because, I don't know, they seem to be easier to lay on top or something, I don't know, but which is why it's just sometimes it's just good to walk away from what you were doing and then come back, and especially if you don't know, like, is this good enough? Or I mean, it helps me, you know, especially when you feel kind of down about what you did. I mean, I guess my best example would be part 1 and then part 2, because there was like, I don't know, maybe an hour in between. And it was my mistake to just pick this. Huh, the lights. I think it's, is it this one? Yeah, that one's not really doing it. Just love having all these buttons, and then now the reflection is just a bit annoying for me. Oh well. But yeah, maybe I wasn't too smart picking this for first color along, although by now it's just a color along. The chat kind of went in that direction. I don't know if you can see, but there is a difference. Because here it's kind of, well, it's kind of really dark. So I might even want to go in with something brown. I am getting a little worried about, we're in sepia. I am maybe a bit worried if I can edit this. But like I said, we're going to do the hat, the beanie, the thing. His headgear, his helmet, no. They should wear helmets though. Isn't it like dangerous in a mine? I really gave him a butt though, what? Oh, well, we were getting Dopey's butt back. Because you cannot just take a dwarf's butt. Just, no. You cannot. I mean, they still did it. But I have returned his butt. Sounds like a really bad movie. The Return of Dopey's Butt. And this is how you scare people away. Keep talking, Dodo. Keep it up. This is great. Keep going. The amount of times I've been editing and I hear myself sigh like that is just, you'd think I'd learn. You'd think I'd just stop. But no. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But, you know, I'm keeping my eye on the comments, and, well, no one's trying to stop me yet. So, you know, it's still not quite a match, but it's matchy enough. I feel like there's a bit of a dirty brown there. So that might be the olive brown. Is it the olive brown? Is this the infamous yucky brown that I've been looking for? Because, I mean, if I'm going to get in trouble in editing, might as well just get into big trouble. Oh, yes, this is it. This is what I was looking for. Now, I don't know if the polys have a good version for this, which is great because I see pencils lying, so basically I was going to get into that beanie straight away. But, I mean, It looks better now. I don't know what is up with the lights though. Why can't I? Oh well. So, the beanie. Now this is the lightest yellow that I have. Did I already sharpen everything? Well, we'll find out. I'm seeing some yellow here. I have like smudginess on the paper, because of course we've been coloring for a very long time, which also means we've been moving rubble around on the paper, I guess. Oh my god, I did that with the white ink. Haha. I should not have done that, but I didn't know that when I was still working on that, so I guess I'm forgiven. Why is there a black here? Why do I... Oh, there's a line there. But I am going to grab a walnut brown for that. Could just get it both in the screen, but alright. Oh wow, this totally fixed it for me, I think. Yeah, I should just stop playing with the lights. I don't know what it is, but I've been moving things around because I have my markers, and again, I'm by the window. I do have like those shutter thingamies, I don't know what you call them, but I do have something by my window to kind of keep the light out, or the sun mostly, not the light, the sun. And kind of like there were holes in there, I was just peeping through, and other than that, it's just getting warm by the window. So I will be using markers probably in my next color along, because I feel like on that I did a page with love on it, and I did do a little something, but that was like just a quick, very quick rushy kind of. I could have done better, so I feel like I should dedicate a color along to, well, both the marker and the pencil thingy. I have no idea what I should be doing with my lights right now, but my lights are ruining everything today. Magenta, where am I? Where is my list? Here's my list. Is this all right? So that was here, wasn't it? Yes. Haven't really sharpened this, but I feel like I'm sort of just dabbling a little bit. I'm drizzling some magenta in here. Magenta? Magenta. Magenta just sounds more magical. Then again, I mean, I don't really care if I'm mispronouncing it. I mean, I try. So for the magenta. So let's go option 1, magenta, or option 2, magenta. I'm thinking it's 1, but just use the comments for that. Just let me know. I will keep making a fool out of myself. Just again, these names were probably not put on there with the idea that someone was going to say it out loud. And again, I'm trying to get the names right. This was that 115, which has a very long point. Clearly from my rotary sharpener, judging by the, there's like lines on there. Yeah, you can sort of see it. And here it's really sort of clear. Well, I'm just wasting time. It's like I was already worried. Can I do this in editing? So let's just... Yeah, we want to get this dwarf done, don't we? But yeah, my next one is probably not... Well, it's not going to be Disney. I'm already decided on that. it is going to be a freebie. Yes, go to the Facebook group. Just join there. You will find them all. Or just search the internet. I won't stop you. I'm just trying to make it easy. Ooh, that looks interesting. Interestingly wrong, but it has a certain fun to it. There's a certain fun to the wrong colors here. This is, I think, the 223. The 223. Yes, the 223. Deep red. Okay. My light style, I don't know if it's like the location of Dopey on the coloring page or just the fact that I move my markers kind of away from the window, which is like right there. So for grabbing things, there makes sense. Just not in the sun. So for those of you who also have markers, if you have them somewhere by the window or like in the sun mostly, like heat is bad. Bad. Well, just, you don't want to dry them out. Not that that's really interesting on this because we are not using markers at the moment, but you know, helping out a fellow colorist whenever I can. Alright, now this I do want to sharpen. I also feel like I might have to go into, just move it a little bit. Yeah, I might have to get the India red on top. Or maybe, do I have a interesting, yeah, I would still go for Indian red. This is Indian red, the other is India red. This is not confusing at all. I'm not here to confuse people, that's just happening. It's not my intention. And also, you know, when you do try to join the Facebook group, it might take a little time before I actually see it or have time to accept. But I don't really see any reasons why you wouldn't be able to join. It's not a secretive place. Again, it's just, I kind of created that for everyone to have one place to get everything, you know, in case you do want to color along, that you don't have to search the internet for every freebie that I use, or I could be linking to them, or I could just collect them all in one place. That means I only have to share the one link. The one thing to click on. And then you're set. And again, the only reason that I kind of made it a private group is just to keep the riffraff out. Which is mostly just spam and worse. Now, I'm not too much of a champion on the internet either, but whatever I can do to help out, I will do. Besides, if it's open, then, you know, if it does at some point become bigger, it might just become more trouble as well. There's just a lot of reasons not to do it, but it's not because we're some kind of secret weird cult or something. because that just sounds like high maintenance too. All right, more orange. Now, I think that it's a bit of a orange with something. There's just something. Something's going on that I cannot quite put my finger on. Oh, I could get the sanguine in because we've used it so far, so I'm sure it has a place there. And these are just great to put on top. So I'm going for either Phoenician red or rosette. And I think the rosette is actually also named sanguine, so I feel like that's fitting. Right. Just because it's also called sanguine, I'm gonna pick it. I will use this. And these are kind of awesome on top of the polys. The other way around, not so much. I feel like the Pablos are better over the polys. I don't know why, but... Oh, that is becoming nice. That is interesting. Let me just... I mean, it's very red, and over here, yeah. There's also a brown. I could go for the burnt sienna. Which, yeah, I can use it. I'm just a bit lazy right now. I don't want to be sharpening. Should probably set an example and be like, you should really sharpen, but no, I didn't wanna. I do feel like this is what I missed. I'm just gonna stick with this. Well, the Pablo Sanguine, basically 065. And probably shortly after the video is online, I will be looking into uploading the Castle Arts swatch sheets. Not that I have used them in a video. I haven't used those pencils in quite a while, actually. I should, just because they are quite lovely, actually. And just for some reason I stopped using them because, well, I got new pencils. It's like the main reason. Why do you stop using a certain pencil? Because you've got new ones and they're shiny and they need to be colored with. Those are the rules. Everybody knows those rules. New art supplies are just better. They're not. But I guess it's always nice to have new things. Well, time-wise, yeah. Should be okay. It's more the file size that has me a bit, But I felt a bit silly not doing the hat. Because I did have like a time sort of in my head, which is kind of why I took a break. Because I sort of had other things. And, then I also got distracted, so... The viewer is probably not going to be too bothered by that, because... I don't know, I probably did some transition thingy. Try not to go too wild with those either, because all these options, you can go spectacular. But no, I'm not making an action movie. I am doing a color along. It's funny because at the start I didn't think like color along was the right phrasing. Now I just keep using it. Stopped calling it a color in chat, even though I'm very chatty. Sometimes too chatty and I end up talking about my butt. Huh. And then we start talking about his butt, because butts need to be talked about. Well, I mean, YouTube actually asked, is your content for kids? No. I think there's worse things they can watch, I'm quite sure, but I tend to speak my mind. My mind is a dark place. Alright. That didn't take as much time as I thought, because I feel like I should stop fiddling with it. It kind of looks like it looks like a beanie. I'm just gonna get the dark red. Why do I turn it around? I'm gonna just keep doing that for a while, because, you know, editing is not gonna give me enough trouble, is it? Stop it, Dodo. There's that sound again. Oh my god. I really could turn this into some kind of drinking game. For some reason I have an itchy throat. I don't know what that is. But we're almost done, so probably swallowed a bug or something. I don't know. Alright, now his clothes. There are some highlights, but I don't feel like they're highlights. You following? Play with the lights again. I don't know if this is better or worse. So again, that brush thing, which is rather, well, flexible, but was that the best way to show it? Probably not. If you want to know how not to demonstrate your art supplies, looky here. Because again, this one isn't as opaque. See, it tends to dry, like in the pencil more, where the Posca kind of just lays on top. Though I am actually looking into getting other paint pens. Which are actually kind of like cheaper, I think, but it's also a set. I like sets. I feel like I missed a little bit of his skin. Oh, wait, this is how nitpicky I am. I just want to show that over there. I can see there's like a little white. So that needs to be colored. I have actually, because I said like you can zoom in, and I've been doing that to my pictures, and I was like, oh, I really took the time to color it like that? Which kind of explains the time. Now whether that's good or bad, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do that too. I might just, I mean, I learned that the Pablos, they go on top of the polys rather well. So I'm just going to grab yellow. I'm going to test that theory. See what happens if it's really kind of standing out. Oh, yeah, I feel like it is. Oh, that's good. Alright, so for the face I'm going to use this as well. So he has a little highlight on the ear. He's basically covered in highlights. On the nose. Well, I might have to do this with the Posca, but on his cheek. He's a shiny fella, isn't he? So a little over here. He's just all highlights. So I don't know, it's kind of, I'm gonna put it over here. Kind of looks like a mustache now. What a mustache. kind of want to redo a few of these with a Posca, just to create a little bit of difference, because it really now looks like he has a mustache, which was not really what I was going for. Alright, so on the clothes, basically everything on the left side. Yeah, his nose kind of looks funky now. I'm gonna grab the Phoenician because we always have to go a little bit darker because that bottom part is just, this is annoying. Doesn't it? Yeah. This is clearly demanding me to focus. Should see if I can get these in like different colors, because I like how it's a bit see-through. Is that translucent or transparent or just not as opaque as the Poscas? Now, I could go for gel pens, which I actually have lying around, but I don't know, at some point I decided they are not for me. And so, where am I going to put this one though? I think it's just like here-ish. I'm going to see if I can sort of smooth that out, because I just made it look weird. Right, so now I did grab the Posca, because some parts, they just deserve to shimmer a little bit more. Like his cheek. And I think these are kind of important as well because of those gems underneath. Now, I did color everything around that this time. I was a little worried that I might have forgotten. Alright, so that I really don't want to touch. This I do want to touch up a little bit. I feel like that nose should really shine. That doesn't look too bad. I'm not sure why he's so shiny. Is he made out of gems? Yeah, what makes sense? Alright, so I feel like I got all that in. I'm just gonna go over the black a little bit. Let's just see if I can wait for that to dry. Well, I touch up some areas over here. And his ear is not too shiny, so that's good. That ear isn't either. I mean, there's still a shine, but I feel like his nose is it's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Let's just see if I can bring it down a little bit. I feel like that is sort of better. It's a little bit more Ah, he's just way too shiny. Oh, this actually helps. Oh, I want to get that lighter one because I don't want to risk going too dark. Now this is just a stupid shimmer. Never should have put that in. So now I'm going to try this yellow. Yeah, well, it's just going scrapey, but it's okay. That kind of, it's like half of it is staying and the other half is leaving. Oh, it's okay. But it's working, so that means I'm going to do that over here too. This might also be one of those lovely moments to remind people that, you know, if you like the video, please do click that like button. If you want more of this, subscribe. You know you want to. I'm trying, and I'm going to try something new soon. So there's that. I feel like I should get this done as well. This is going to be challenging because I kind of want to do it really light. Let's hope that dries. And you know, also, you know, if you have any questions or feedback or anything, really, you just want to tell everyone how your day was, do leave it in the comments below. And of course, do not forget to join the Facebook group where you can find, well, freebies for coming color alongs. And of course, the swatch lists. You know, the ones that don't have typos, I hope. If you do find one, then, you know, let me know, then, you know, I can update them. I am only human. I mean, he's looking kind of good. I'm still not too happy about the cheek though. I'm just gonna try with the cinnamon. Just go over that line because now it just kind of looks like I feel to give him whiskers. Or whiskers. Yes. Pronunciation, Dodo. Don't be so lazy. Alright. Does that look better? It does look better. Well, looky here. Doesn't he look like fun? I mean, there's still that. I can still, yeah, no, I'm not having it. No. Should not have gone for that white ink. Okay. Are we better? We are better. Oh, he still has a smudge here. It's like he's eaten something. Alright, that should be. Is it all gone now? Is he all cleaned up? Yes. I'm kind of proud of Dopey too. And we got his butt back. Because, I mean, it's right here. It just sort of bumps into the gems. And yeah, that too, with the original line. Well, you can still sort of see it, but it could just be in a seam in his clothes. We'll just call it that. I'm just going to zoom out. Alright, zoomed out, fiddled with the lights. And I think that looks not too bad. Going back on how I felt when I was doing that. What difference a light makes. Oh, well. But if I can go back to part one when I was doing that and just tell myself it's going to look like that. Yeah. I'm really happy with it so far. Now, all we have left is the wheelbarrow for the next time, so that's probably going to be the last part. Because, I mean, if we did Dopey, we could do that in one. So I'm guessing 37 is going to be the last one. Wheelbarrow part. But yeah, do let me know in the comments what you think, especially about that paper wheelbarrow. I like doing that with, well, kind of all my pages. It just never really shows up, but yeah, do let me know what you think so far. Because, I don't know. I am pretty happy. Which I guess is the most important thing, because it's, well, my page. So if I'm happy with it, then that goes a long way. But, of course, I decided to record it, so it would be nice if you, the viewer, likes it too. But yeah, for now, this is it. I think the next one is going to be the last one. So, well, if you made it this far, do join me for part 37. Looking forward to it. So for now, I thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.